opportunity to thank our Bishop Chairman of Social Communications, to thank the Secretary General of Uganda Episcopal Conference and all the management for all the support that they gave towards this project. Our first task was to conduct a market and audience research in order to establish the kind of Catholic television our people really needed in Uganda, and also to ensure that this TV is sustainable. So we carried out a market and audience research in 2018, and at that time we were very much aware that the media space in Uganda was quite crowded, but we were also aware that the Catholic Church has something unique to contribute to this nation. So we were seeking for a television with a difference, a television that can provide what other media may not be providing in one way or another. Our research findings revealed that the population composition of Uganda is characterized mainly by young people, and this was also very much in line with the Uganda National Census, which were carried out in 2014, that the Ugandan population is mainly of young people. Young people who are always yearning for something new, something fresh, but at the same time also yearning for programs, media programs that can address their day-to-day needs. Based on these research findings, we came up with a television that offers a unique blend of religious and secular programs guided by the Catholic values, and with a special focus on the young people. It's a TV that addresses also the needs of the wider population, but in an integral manner. UCTV, therefore, has its mission to produce and disseminate quality content that enhances evangelization and also integral human development. Our TV, therefore, seeks to form the human person in his or her entirety, the whole person, addressing the spiritual, the moral, the social, and economic needs of our people. UCTV has come up with unique programs, and we are requesting our partners. I see many of the companies are here. We are requesting you, our partners, the different companies, to consider sponsoring some of these programs. They include daily mass. You know, our people in Uganda are very much religious. They love their faith, and we believe that this can be something that can help them spiritually. So we have daily mass, we have the breakfast show, lunchtime show, UCTV news at 7 p.m. It will be starting soon. The children's liturgy, customized talk shows in prime time, among others. I'm also glad to share with you that UCTV has obtained from the Vatican media the unique right to broadcast their programs on the activities, audiences, and travels of the Holy Father, Pope Francis. So wherever the Pope goes, we are able to transmit live. Thank you so much. I think we need to appreciate the Vatican. The Nuncio is here. We are so much appreciative that we are able to carry live signal from Rome to here through our TV. We have a satellite link to the Vatican media, and we do live broadcasts of the Pope's Wednesday audience. We do live broadcasts of the Angelus, and other events of the Pope. It is just a click, and we are able to pick what is happening at the Vatican. Uctv has also signed an agreement with Rome Reports TV news agency to provide daily packages from the Vatican and a weekly program called The World Seen from the Vatican. So we get that every week. All these are available for sponsorship, and there is also space, indeed enough space for advertisement. For more information, we shall be able to share contacts with our partners, especially the corporate companies. Our general manager, Mr. Mark Walungama, is here present. Mark, can you stand up for recognition? So some of the companies may want to contact you. Can you wave? Mark Walungama? Okay, I think he's somewhere. His number, in case you want to contact him, his number is 0752 621 660. 0752 621 660. In the process of establishing Uctv, we have also experienced some challenges. Of course, the obvious one was the COVID-19 pandemic. But I'm glad that last Saturday, during the Uganda Matters Day celebration, 3rd of June, Uctv was officially launched by our chairman of Uganda Episcopal Conference, Right Reverend Joseph Anthony Ziwa. And today, we are here for the corporate launch. We thank God for that. I think God deserves a very big clap. The Uctv main studio has just been blessed and commissioned by the Honorable Minister, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, the Minister, thank you, Honorable Minister, the Minister of Information, Communications Technology, and National Guidance, and also it was blessed by our chairman of Uganda Episcopal Conference, Right Reverend Joseph Anthony Ziwa. But that is not all that we have. That is the main studio, but we also have substations that have been established in Mbarara, a substation in Tororo, and a substation in Lira. It means that Uctv is going to have content from all over Uganda. It's a TV that is supposed to have a national character. And we thank our bishops for that vision. I'm very grateful to our chief guest, the Minister, Honorable Minister, for his presence and also for his support. Some of you may not be aware that when we applied to get a license for this TV, the Honorable Minister was one of those whom we approached, and he helped us a lot. So, Honorable Minister, I think by God's grace, you are here with us as we launch. He was the one who helped us to be able to get the license for Uctv. I thank all of you, our guests, for responding positively to this invitation, especially the corporate companies and all the others. And we would like to request that this occasion marks the beginning of a big and long-term relationship between Uctv and all of you. I appreciate and applaud our bishops of the Uganda Episcopal Conference for this initiative of establishing a national Catholic television. A special word of gratitude goes to the chairman of Uganda Episcopal Conference, Right Reverend Joseph Anthony Ziwa, the chairman of the Social Communications Commission, and the board chairman of Uctv, Right Reverend Joseph Franzelli, the management and the staff of Uganda Catholic Secretariat, headed by our Secretary General, Monsignor John Baptist Kauta, the staff of Uctv. They have journeyed. It has not been a very easy time, but they have been very patient. Even sometimes when we didn't have finances, they would work very hard. So we appreciate them. The Catholic Communicators of Uganda, the Uctv Launch Committee, chaired by Mr. Charles Hodongotho, who is also a board member of our TV. We thank you. The Uctv promoters, we have over 1,000 Uctv promoters across all the 19 dioceses, and the number is growing. I think by the end of this year, we may have even over 10,000 promoters, and I want to thank them. All our Christians from the different dioceses who made contributions towards this TV, I know that some of them are following us live right now, and I want to say, wherever you are, thank you. You have been very patient with us. This TV has taken some time, but I believe this is the work of God and cannot fail. Our well-wishers, we are grateful. And we thank Zuku, who connected us. In fact, on the 3rd of June is when they connected us. We thank you. With Zuku now, UCTV is watched not just in Uganda, but beyond, in Kenya and Tanzania and in other parts. For all of you who have been able to come, I say, may God bless you, and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Philip D., our National Project Coordinator. You have driven the idea up to fruition, and we are very proud that we have been able to see this in a record time of a few years, from 2017. If it was not COVID-19, it could have been in 2019. We are very proud that the project has come to be seen. Your Excellencies present here, let me use an corporate language to say, I like Catholic things. The thinking in the Catholic programs. In 1991-92, the bishops were building a philosophy for a national Catholic university. And the philosophy of integrated all-round formation was born in 1993. Now today, as Father Philip was talking, I was reflecting on the same philosophy. And the philosophy was giving of a national Catholic television definitely is a mouthful and very rich. And so we are proud that the bishops have commissioned this, and we the laity should wake up and see that this philosophy is realized. Father Philip, I liked the programs as you outlined, and just as I was talking, the National Youth Coordinator brought me juice. I said now, other than the juice she's giving me, she should be a critical hand in making sure that the youth really see this project wider and wider, because the youth are a very great target audience in their dynamic nature. And so, Joy, wherever you are, this project plus the laity, we are going shortly to have the national president of the Catholic laity giving us a speech. Without preempting his words, the commitment of the laity, your graces and my lord bishops, should come from him, that we shall not shame you. You bless a project, you launch it, and then the managers start looking for Catholic laity to talk, to give the experiences, to share, and they are not there. And the clergy come to lead the daily mass, and there are no Catholic laity to do this and this. I'm sure I don't preempt his speech, but he's going to do that. Before he comes, let's have a brief music interlude to refresh as Mr. Gervas Indianabo, the chair and president of the Catholic laity, prepares to come to give us his speech. DJ, I would wish to feel that music of a Catholic national television nature. we are launching a national television, and so the entertainment I wanted to feel, to make the national president of the late to really feel that he's coming to address a corporate launch of a national Catholic television.
Thank you, Professor Vincent Bajire. Our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance. Your Excellency Luigi Bianco, the Apostolic Nuncio to Uganda, dear Archbishops, Bishops, Reverend Fathers, the religious, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you a short story. A few years ago, I read an article that I found quite interesting. And last night, I was able to retrieve that article thanks to Google. The article is based in the United States of America, but it has relevance here as well. The article is about a Christian-themed film called The War Room. It has nothing to do with what you think about with the title War Room, because it's not about geopolitical warfare. This movie has more scenes showing people praying or audios of a person's prayer than anything else. The main character of this movie is a grandmother, a woman called Clara. Most of the prayers in this movie come from Clara, who uses a walk-in closet in her house as the war room. So her prayer room is the war room in the movie. This is a place where she goes to be alone with the Lord and praying for people, for their problems, for the world, and for herself. In this article, the statistics have changed, but at the time, the article was about a weekend where this movie became the second highest money-making film in the entire United States of America. A little below the main one, the first one, it actually made more than $11 million one weekend. This is very impressive. And it had beaten those who follow movies, the big names like Mission Impossible, and there had been a very widely promoted movie called No Escape and many others. Now, far more impressive was that the number one movie was played throughout the US and had 3 times more screens than The War Room, which was only played mainly in New York. The War Room had a very small budget. It had minimal marketing. Even its own making was on a small budget. And it had very many unpleasant reviews, those who review movies before for people to know what is happening. These were made by the captains of the industry. Why am I talking about this? This is a perfect example of a Christian-based program, movie, film, that you underrate on the face of it, but it's very powerful. So, Uganda Catholic TV is not going to be a TV like any other. It will be like the War Room. People may not think very much about it at the beginning, but this is a Christian, a Catholic-based TV, and its numbers of viewers will be massive, but also the people who watch, the way the War Room was so much strongly felt in the US. And this phenomenon, I've used one example of the War Room, this phenomenon exists in practically everywhere in the world, including here Uganda. I used this particular one because the statistics are clearer. So, dear friends from the corporate world, that's a very important message. We have more than 15 million Catholics in this country. And as Professor Bajire said, people have been waiting for this TV. I don't know how many times, I can't recall, I can't count how many times I have been asked in places I have visited, and this is everywhere in the country, in meetings I have attended, in phone calls, in text messages, in messages to other people that are sent to me. People have been waiting for this TV. And I want to add my voice to that of Father Filippo D. to thank all those who have helped in getting this TV to be launched today. And most especially our bishops, the Uganda Episcopal Conference. Thank you for keeping your word. Thank you for giving us a TV that we've been waiting for. This is, you may say the TV waves, airwaves are congested. No. There is so much vacuum for this TV, and everyone is waiting. Thank you for delivering the baby. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, our president of UNCURA, and the commitment he has made on behalf of the laity is that we shall keep the bishops pleased with our participation in all the programs of Uganda Catholic Television. And as you have heard the program lineup, it captures all our professions, from all our walks of life, in family, in professional life, in the corporate world. Let's have something to contribute towards the sustenance of this Catholic TV. If they launch it, it is on screen, and there is no calls, there are no Catholics coming to give programs, to share the experiences, then it will have lost it. But I'm certain, as Mr. Gervas Indianaba has committed, there is space for us as Catholics to participate and still to occupy. Let's use it. Let's do what it takes. Your Graces, my Lord Bishops, when the organizers were saying we need a table to have a bishop, the analogy was that we are setting up a national pattern that UCTV is going to cover. And before you came in, I mentioned to the people who are seated on your desks that they are not going to keep away from you, to keep quiet. We agreed that we shall be providing for a moment for you to know the people who are around. So now I'm going to mention the diocese, and we see which diocese is there, and I will ask the DJ to give us some music interlude to allow the bishops to know the people they are seated with, and the bishop to get some feel of the people he's seated with, and what you do and what you are involved in. And you can make your promises of how to support. The bishops are in the meeting, so they will mention in my diocese where I was seated here, I met people from this corporate world, and this is what they have committed. I will mention the diocese, and then we see where the map of Uganda, but I don't know how it is here. It's not the bishop to say the diocese here. It is the laity religious who are seated there. So where is Kampala diocese? The laity who, if there's a table without the organizers, please, you may have to bring the people to sit. If there's a bishop, where is the bishop? Where is Kampala diocese in this setting? Kampala diocese is there. Yes. The religious or laity seated where Kampala diocese is seated. There. So okay, who is there? Where is the Arua diocese? Arua diocese. Where is the Nebi diocese? There's people are pointing where it is. People are seated there. Bishop Raphael, they don't know where. All right. I think that is copying. Dr. Rach is not. That's not Nebi diocese. Where Bishop Raphael is where the diocese should be. Yeah? All right? Sorry. Where is the Guru Archdiocese? Heaven. You are in heaven. All right. Where is the Lira Diocese? Lira Diocese there, yes. You are my Lord Bishop. Where is Kotido Diocese? Oh, wow. Bishop, yes. Where is Moroto Diocese? Moroto.
Uctv, good news for all.
Because there is a very critical discussion going on, so the music should be little in the background. is a very serious project going on each table. That's wonderful. Please, the ushers, check where I mentioned Rugazi and it was not present. The ushers, there was the table that was supposed to be Rugazi and it was absent. Okay, thank you very much. We shall continue having that corporate engagement. I was looking around to see a bishop who is bored, where people are there, at least you ask for a prayer if you don't have something to engage him with in terms of your professional life and your corporate world. Now that, my Lord Bishops, you have seen that we have the corporate world around us, and I'm a student of strategic management. We say that organizations are environmental dependent and environmental serving. So UCTV is going to depend so much on the corporate world, and they will also be there to serve the corporate world. In that regard, Honorable Dr. Chris Baliomunsi, our chief guest, representing His Excellency, allow me to invite one representative of the corporate world to come and give his remarks. The corporate world will be represented by Centenary Bank, and we have Professor Dumba here with us, Dumba Sentamu, who is representing Centenary Bank, to give remarks on behalf of that corporate world that UCTV will serve and will depend on to serve. Professor, you're welcome. And where there are professors, it is like in chemistry. You know, you remember what they call valency. Yes, now when Professor Sentamu is here, he has a higher valency, so me I become a smaller one. Yes, so Professor, when you are around here, I have a smaller valency, and so you are the professor around. You are most welcome on behalf of Centenary Bank.
Our guest of honor, Your Excellency Papa Prudencio, Your Graces, my Lord Bishops, and all of you invited guests, you are most welcome to this spacious occasion. Today is a great day. We have been thinking, dreaming about this radio, the Uganda Catholic Television, UCTV. So on behalf of the corporate, I would like to congratulate you, the organizers. I would like to congratulate the board of UCTV. I would like to congratulate the UCTV project coordinator. I'd like to congratulate the Uganda Catholic Secretariat for the job well done. What can we say on such a day like this one, apart from saying that we in the corporate world, we are going to support this TV. I know we have been supporting in our small way, but as we have been told by the UCTV project coordinator, that you need support from us, the corporate world. On behalf of my colleagues who are here, we are determined to make sure that UCTV becomes #1 in this country, not only in this country, but also beyond Uganda. I stand here on behalf of Centenary Group. Centenary Group, as you may be aware, is a holding company for Centenary Bank. And with me, I have the chairman of Centenary Bank, Mr. Boch. Mr. Boch is here with the team from Centenary Bank. And when you talk about Centenary Bank, it's our bank. I cannot make any promise on their behalf, but I know they'll be number one support for this Uctv. Centenary Group, it also has another company, Centenary Technology Services, in short, Centec. This company has just come to existence, but as you may be aware, it has gained ground. The minister, our chief guest, is aware of this company. One time he did visit Mapera, and he did launch a program there. So already we have the Centenary Bank, our bank, and then this Centetech, which was launched by our chief guest of ICT. I'm quite positive that Centetech will be of much use to this UCTV. We also have the Centenary Foundation. Even that one, I'm sure it will be of great assistance to UCTV. We have also other corporate here. I can simply say that on their behalf, we are ready to support UCTV. With those few words, once again, I would like to congratulate you, all of you who are here. Congratulate the board of UCTV. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dumba Sentamu, for the assuring words of how the corporate world will support UCTV. And in Father Odi's words, if I reiterate, his commitment was that they will also serve the corporate world effectively. And within the programs of UCTV, Rome is just a click away. We shall be closer to Rome, possibly greater and greater, through the programs that will be provided through UCTV. Our guest of honor, dear guests here present, we have heard from the corporate world, we have heard what it takes to work with other organizations. We shall have one of the organizations that UCTV has already partnered with in developing her programs, in designing the operations that are going to showcase the value and the philosophy of UCTV. Shortly after the band has given us some music interlude, I will invite MTN Group to come here and in a brief show indicate to the members present the partnerships that UCTV has already built as we get the launch today. So members of the band, give us one round, after which MTN Group will come here to give witness.
You've been on my mind that I need you. Somehow to know that I think about you all
Controller, let's reduce the volume. Thank you very much, our band. Thank you for that piece of entertainment. I will call you up again at a later moment. I must apologize for causing some shifts in the seating arrangement because of the sunshine that the organizers had feared the rain instead of the sunshine. Ironically, for me, I've been in the sunshine, now I'm getting a better shade. And I've asked MTN to give me the huge umbrella as an icon of remembrance for having shielded me with a huge umbrella. We can keep it. We shall be celebrating 30 years of UCTV, and we shall be remembering the huge umbrella, but now I have a natural shade. I will now invite MTN group to come and show our guests part of the partnerships that UCTV has already launched as we start airing live various programs. As MTN comes, it's once again my desire to remind ourselves of the activities and the programs that UCTV will have, and also to recommit how we shall make its wings to fly higher and its legs to move a step by step. Individually, we should be able to have a lot to share, especially from the various dioceses, so that it attracts a national listenership. We wouldn't wish a national Catholic television for people in one diocese to say the things which are there, we don't understand them. They should also have a feel. And it is us, especially the corporates, and later from the different associations and movements, to be able to do that. MTN Group, I'm giving you a few minutes to come over here, and we shall be able to see part of the partnerships that UCTV has already grounded. Thank you for coming, everyone, once again. Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Chris Baliomunsi, for being here in the name of the President of the Republic of Uganda. We are greatly honored.
Good evening, everyone. The Lord is good all the time. Our dear bishops, our dear priests, our dear the clergy, the religious, the head of the laity, and all God's people around here, you are most welcome. My name is Joachim Masagazi. I head human resource at MTN Uganda. It is our great honor and opportunity for us as MTN to be part and parcel of this initiative. Like many have said, this initiative has been long overdue. So for us as MTN, when we see such initiatives being introduced to our country, Uganda, we feel honored because we know such initiatives are the initiatives that we need to partner with to make sure that we make the lives of Ugandans a lot better, a lot brighter. So when Uctv approached us for partnership, first and foremost, we felt gratitude. But also secondly, we felt we should, as much as possible, to be part and parcel of the initiative. Indeed, as MTN, there is a lot that we are to offer. And what we are going to launch today is part of the offer that we are extending to Uctv. We, in our objectives, in our goals, we try to make sure that we drive the digital financial inclusion. We want to make sure that our financial ecosystem is digital. We want to make sure that we move away from cash in the pocket, to cash in the air, e-money, to make sure that whatever transactions we are making, be it paying offertory, be it paying tithe, also the contributions that are going to be made to Uctv, we want to use the digital channels. And as such, as MTN, we have extended our arm and we have offered a Momo code, which code is going to be used by all stakeholders of Uctv, customers of Uctv, suppliers of Uctv, employees of Uctv, to make sure that every cash that goes into this initiative goes through that particular code. But before any of us partake in the launch of this code, I want to announce that as MTN, we have extended Uganda shillings 10 million towards this initiative. We are going first and foremost to launch the initiative by depositing the 10 million via the same platform, via the same code. Now, given that all of us, in a way, we have a link to UCTV, we can as well, at a time when we are launching, we can as well also pull out our phones, most especially those that will be touched by the Holy Spirit. Pull out your phone as we navigate through the process of using this code, and then in so doing, you will also be contributing to this initiative. Amen? So at this point, allow me invite, before we go through the process. Okay, I've been advised that we first go through this process, and then I'll advise on the next steps. Let me invite Emmanuel to take us through the process.
I'm advised to request all of us to pick out our smartphones and do the needful as they are taking us through the process. And it will show, so please let's get our mobile phones. Don't check balance, you can send as the Holy Spirit will guide, but they are going to show us what they do, what M10 is going to do, and we also demonstrate what you shall do. Yes, M10, thank you.
All right, thank you. I greet you all in the name of Jesus. Maybe at this juncture, I would request the phone, which is basically the account for UCTV, to be handed over, I think, to one of our bishops who will be confirming when these monies are coming in and flowing into the account of UCTV real time, as the people out there, moreover inside here as well, are sending money through. So this process will start with the commitment that came from MTN Mobile Money. We shall witness this money come from the account of MTN Mobile Money to the account of UCTV. So Charity, help hand over the phone officially to...
The Bishop, Bishop Franzeri, they are bringing this phone to you, and you look on the screen and confirm that what MTN is going to do and what all the guests are going to do has really come on the screen. And because after the launch of the line, my Lord Bishop will come to give the speech on behalf of the board. So you have noticed what is on the screen. So kindly take it to Bishop Franzeri, is the one seated there, and he will confirm.
Right, thank you.
Guide that to Bishop Franzeri.
Charity, we are waiting for you. You let us know when the handover of the account is officially done, and Bishop Franzeli will be confirming as these monies are flowing in. So all those on MTN Mobile Money right now, please pick out our funds and make sure you have some mobile money on your account. You can start from as little as 500 shillings, okay?
Someone is sending me an SMS here that I've forgotten my phone at home. Now, how are you sending a message that you forgot it at home and when I'm getting it here? Anyhow, we are just waiting for Bishop to be guided through how the MOMO will work, and then we shall also do the needful. In economics, in finance, there's what we call nominal capital. Nominal is $1. I think it's $1. Professor Sentamu Dumba, you can guide us. It's, the nominal is $1. I think now in Uganda, a dollar is 3,000, about 700. So let's do the nominal contribution, and then we shall see that this UCTV will work.
All right, I think we are set. All right, so we shall start with the contribution from MTN Uganda Limited. So the first will come from Joachim, our HR mobile money, who will be in position to transfer 4 million shillings to the UCTV code. I can see Joachim is typing, and it's as simple as this. People watching from home, wherever in your bedroom, you can contribute to this initiative, like at your convenience. You don't need really to walk to a church or anywhere. So it's as simple and convenient as that. Next, I think we can actually all contribute at the same time. Barbara Chiwanuka, at this moment, Barbara is in charge of our events. We'll be transferring 3 million shillings to this initiative. I hope some magic is happening that side, Bishop Franzelli. Are we witnessing money flowing into the UCTV account? Thank you. All right. Thank you. Barbara. I think Barbara is done. And then David, our manager, Momope, will also be transferring 3 million shillings to the UCTV account. I can see Bishop is busy typing and checking, and okay, I think there is some magic happening there. And this money is directly going onto the phone, and at any one point it can easily be transferred to the TV account with ease. Even after on a daily or on a monthly basis, it can be transferred. So money coming from Gulu, coming from Karamoja, coming from Barara, can always flow onto this account with ease, okay? So this is what MTN mobile money is all about. This is what MTN Uganda is all about. So thank you. I think at this point in time, I should say the account of UCTV should be having 10 million Ugandan shillings as a beginner and as a launch from MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited. At this juncture, as we clap, can we all pick out our phones and we try it out as well, okay? Those watching from home, from wherever, from your office, you can as well pick out your phone and start off the process. So it's as simple as dialing *165 *3#. You can watch on the screen, you're seeing the steps. And then you'll be requested to enter the merchant code. The merchant code for UCTV is 180572. Are we there? So you enter the amount. Hello? Are we there? Okay, I go back and we begin again. And now I can also declare to you that whoever sends any amount, as little as 500 right now, and you're here, you will be walking away with a wonderful prize from MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited. So please, let's follow keenly, and we have only around 20 minutes to follow this out. So let's start with *165 *3#. Are we there?
A code is coming on the screen. People asking for the code. 180.
So 180572. That is the code. Are we there? Okay, then you enter the amount. Are we there? enter your PIN, and press OK. Let's display the merchant code on the screen. Let it stay there. I hope by now people have transacted. By show of hands, can we see people who have successfully transacted? All right. Thank you very much, and thank you again. We are going to be moving around and handing over at least a goodie from MTN Mobile Money, courtesy of this support. Thank you very much.
It's now my honor to invite your Lordship, Bishop Franzeri, and your board to come, and MTN will hand over a dummy check of the money that has already been sent on the Momo code. Mine also went through here. I was one of the first to go through while here. I hope, Bishop, you saw from a certain number that indicates me as a humble. Members of the board, please accompany the Bishop to come and declare that he has seen the message on the screen and to give his speech to the guests here present.
So, on behalf of MTN management, I have the honor to hand over a dummy check worth 10 million to the chairman board, together with the entire board members, as a token of appreciation for introducing this initiative to our people in Uganda, and also to accept MTN to partner with Uctv in this great initiative. Thank you.
Yes, you too. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
We shall now have the speech of the chair.
Bishops, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid that both Father Philip Odi and myself have been too busy these last days to compare notes, so that what I prepared to tell you, most of it he has already told you. So the most logic thing for me to do would be just to summarize what I prepared. But my experience tells me that sometimes when I try to summarize, I may end up speaking more and being longer than what I had prepared. So be patient and allow me to just read what I had prepared and repeat it. In Latin, there's a saying which goes, repetita juvant. That is, repeating things can help. After all, Father Philip has spoken already more than 1 hour ago, and I'm afraid that many have already forgotten quite a bit of what he said. So in order to appreciate fully the meaning of this important event, allow me to add some more information about it by going through the 6 traditional questions in the media world when news is put across to the public in the media. Young journalists are asked and told you should answer these questions. Who is doing what? Why, where, when, and how? Now, who is launching the TV? Well, this is quite clear. It is the Catholic Church in Uganda. The Episcopal Conference is actually the owner of this company and venture. Catholics in Uganda constitute about 40% of the population, with about 15 million of faithful. The Catholic Church has already a voice, spread and heard all over Uganda through our 10 diocesan radio stations and the 9 stations of Radio Maria. Now, with Uctv, people will now be able to see also, as it were, the face of the Church, to see and know the face of our people in our dioceses, parishes, chapels, and small Christian communities throughout the country. This is who is doing what. Now, why? Why a Catholic TV? What for? Why not, somebody might think and ask, why not spend more money building new hospitals and schools for our people? Why jump into this complicated and very expensive business? The answer, as a matter of fact, is straightforward. It is part of our task and duty entrusted to the Church by Jesus. Go and proclaim the good news to all nations. In the Gospel, in a certain passage, you are told that it has to be from the rooftops. Now, there is no doubt that today television is one of the most popular, modern, and effective ways of communication. Therefore, the Church cannot avoid using this powerful instrument of evangelization. So, although Uctv is a company officially registered as a commercial TV, we should not be deceived by this legal qualification. For sure, in order to survive and grow, we shall have to operate according to the rules and methods of the very competitive media business world. But unlike most televisions, we are not out there on air for political or commercial interest to make money. We have not started either Uctv to add one television more in competition with the many already operating in our country. Our ambition and aim is to be a TV with a difference. Our business, if you still want to call it with that name, is evangelization, the spreading of the good news. Good news for all, as our logo says. We all say, when we can see, in fact, that on the ground, there is a dire need of a proper, objective, and constructive information in our country, where often news is distorted or even fake, creating divisions and pitching one group against the other. What is going to be the content? What are the programs of Uctv? We already have in our country Radio Maria, which through its 9 stations caters successfully for the more devotional and spiritual needs of our Catholic communities. We are grateful for that. But Uctv is not going to be TV Maria, right? Its content will be a blend of news, educational, religious, social, sport, and entertainment programs aiming at and promoting the integral development of our viewers. We shall definitely have programs on the prayer life of the Church, Mass and devotions, special celebrations, catechesis, programs on the social doctrine of the Church, and so on. But also, and mainly, programs on the life of the people of God, their problems, hopes, and challenges, looking at things and events in the light of the gospel values. We want ours to be a reality TV, close to and reflecting the life of the people in our towns and villages, with a special focus on the youth, who, according to the last census, form 78% of the population. We want to make Uctv interactive. It will take time, but we want to reach there. With many interviews, listening to the people and their stories. For this, with time, we shall find ways to link up and interact with the social media, the digital platforms most frequented and viewed by young people. I would like to point out here a special and unique content of Uctv. Father Philip has already told you. We are privileged and proud to have from the Vatican TV the exclusive rights to broadcast in Uganda the audiences of the Pope on Wednesday, the prayer of the angels on Sunday, and the apostolic journeys of Pope Francis when visiting other countries. This will go a long way to strengthen the awareness of all Catholics of belonging to the same family, the Catholic Church in Uganda and throughout the world. In line with the spirit and the apostolic style of Pope Francis, whose teaching and efforts for peace is appreciated also by many people outside the Catholic Church, our TV, while remaining deeply rooted in Catholic doctrine and tradition, does not want to be strictly confessional for Catholics only, but Catholic in its meaning of universal, open to people of other denominations and faiths, people of goodwill joining our efforts in promoting peace and unity in our country and the world at large. The when of this TV. Previous speakers have already mentioned the difficult beginnings of Uctv. We could actually say that we started at the very wrong time. 1 month later, COVID-19 came, the lockdown, and things have not been easy. We survived thanks to the perseverance and hard work of Father Philip Odi, the Executive Secretary for Social Communications and coordinator of the project, together with a handful of collaborators. I publicly acknowledge this and invite you to give him and his team a well-deserved applause. Thank you, Father Philip. And I want to thank also the members of the board of directors of the TV. You have just seen them here when we received the dummy check. And I want to thank them, starting from the vice chairman, my brother Bishop Robert Muhiriwa, and all the others. Please stand up for recognition. God is good and has given me many gifts, but not yet 4 eyes to see also behind. So, I didn't know. So here we are. They can tell themselves their names.
My name is Charles Odongtho.
Father Philip Odi.
Bishop Robert Muhirwa.
Agnes Amede.
Dr. Rosias Biaraga.
We thank them all because something has been achieved. In fact, a dream is becoming a reality, but these people may not even imagine yet the difficulties we're going to meet as we proceed on our journey. So they need also your encouragement. A special thanks also goes to the CEI, that is the Episcopal Conference of Italy, who gave us money with which we bought the equipment for the TV and other things which are necessary. A big thank you also to CREC, an international media organization, for their technical assistance, including the future training of some staff. Today, with COVID-19 behind us, the road in front of us is still full of obstacles and challenges. But the experience of the past makes us confident that we shall make it. Where? Well, this seems to be a useless question, but people are asking now, where and how far can UCTV reach and be seen? Up to now, as you've heard, UCTV could only be seen within the limited area of about 30 to 50 kilometers around Kampala. We now begin our journey to reach people in all corners of Uganda, and from this very afternoon, with the streaming, which has been activated today, this evening, also to Ugandans living abroad and friends who care about Uganda all over the world. Streaming is another way of being on UCTV. With time, hopefully within this year, apart from the main studio here in Nsambya, we shall also make fully operational the 3 other substations located in the other 3 ecclesiastical provinces, located in Barara, Tororo, and Lira. They will provide the main studio with news and content from all the corners of our country, making all Ugandans feel members of one and the same family. How? How are we going to make it? Because we've heard many nice things, but are they going to happen? Shall we make it? Gradually, improving little by little. Yes, that's how this is going to be. With God's help, but also through your support. And please be patient with us and give us time and suggestions on how to improve on our service. UCTV is now on air, but we need to produce local content, we need to train people, and this requires time. You'll find still weaknesses here and there. Give us time. We shall try our best. We actually count on the support of everybody. To you, representing the corporate business world, our guests, we say, we are here now. Let us join hands. Help us with publicity, adverts, and financial contribution. Sponsor some of our programs. It will be to our mutual advantage. MTN, as you have seen, has given us the possibility of a Momo number to send in contributions for the TV. It is already working, you have seen it, it has used it. And thank you, MTN. We count also on the support of the government. Honorable Minister, tell your colleagues in the government to trust us and allow us to carry out our task without suspicions and undue restrictions. I know that sometimes in the world of media, people misuse the media, all right? And this brings in reaction from the government. Well, trust us, we are not going to do that. We are working for the integral development of the same people at their service in the interest of our country. And most of all, we count on you, the Catholic laity. Mr. Ndianado, thank you for your words. Please popularize UCTV among the laity and motivate our laity to support it. This will be the way forward towards self-reliance, to stand on our feet without depending too much on donations and becoming beggars, asking money left and right. We shall, of course, try on our side and use all the technical means and skills to improve on our service. But there is one thing which I want to stress, concluding my intervention. It is the way, the style, which we want to characterize our communications, the communication of UCTV. Every year, as we celebrate the World Day of Social Communications, the Pope sends out a message underline a specific aspect of a true and positive communication. 2 years ago, the message was, go out, meaning that you cannot just, communicate by sitting at your computer, Google things here and there, and then dish them out to the people. Go out. We should move and be close to the people, to their problems. Go out. And we want to do this very much. Last year, the message of the Pope was, listen. Listen to the people. Yes, we are talking to the people. We're going to show them faces and events and so on. But for our communication to be true and genuine, we need to listen to them. And for this, as I said, we shall make more use of interviews, of feeling what people think and about their problems, their challenges, their hopes, their also sometimes desperation, because they seem to see no way forward. This year, the message for the World Communication Sunday, which we celebrated a couple of weeks ago at national level here in the Cathedral of Rubaga, is speaking with the heart, telling the truth with charity. Speaking with the heart, telling the truth with charity. My friends, this is what we intend to do, the way we want to move. Our news and programs of information will encourage the good things happening around us. When needed, we shall also criticize and point out weaknesses which need to be attended to, telling the truth. But whatever we do, we shall indeed try and do it out of love and concern for our people. Speaking the heart, telling the truth with charity. And I trust that this is a program on which we can all agree, join our hands to make it happen. Thank you once again for coming and joining us. We look forward to a constructive relationship and collaboration. And thank you for listening. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, my Lord Bishop and members of the board. Okay, thank you very much, my Lord Bishop and all members of the board for the energy, the mind, the ideas that have finally seen UCTV on air. We thank you so much. DJ, please put a very exciting, to thank the Bishop and his team for the wonderful work they have done. Yes, meanwhile, for response to nature's call, you just walk to that corner and there will be 3 different places, VIP section, ladies, and then the gentlemen, and then the ushers to guide you. Our washrooms, just go behind through the opening in that corner. Once again, on behalf of the organizers, I apologize for misreading the pattern of the sunshine that has caused shifts here and there, and it's a lesson for me as a student of management on a simple word that you call facility layout. And so we shall do better next time. Honorable Omunsi, that's not our nature of shifting His Excellency the President, but we shall do better next time. Thank you very much, Bishop and the members of the board. The words of the Bishop are fulfilling. You have heard his commitment, you have heard the energy that they have gone through and what they have done. What is remaining is for us, individuals and corporates and institutions, to see that UCTV is up and running. It is not going to be commercial in terms of profitability, but it is going to be commercially viable for evangelization. Commercially viable for evangelization. The bishops, who the owners, are not looking ahead to receiving dividends each other year. It's a company limited by guarantee, meaning that the bishops have committed that it will run, it will not fail, and therefore the amount that they are put aside in the corporate terms shall not be dimmed. It is our work to make sure that those who have given guarantee that this company will run are not sought after by the law to start paying for debts here and there. It is our work to make sure it serves the corporate world, commercially viable for evangelization. And it's our duty to do that. It's now my singular honor to invite the chair of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, Right Reverend Dr. Anthony Zua, to come and give his remarks. My Lord Bishop. Thank you very much once again, Bishop Franzeri, for the wonderful words that you have assured us on this launch of UCTV.
Who is he that makes me happy? Who is he that gives me peace? Who is he that brings me comfort? To the bitter
Dear Chief Guest, Honorable Chris Bariomosi, Your Excellency, the Apostolic Nuncio to Uganda, Your Graces and Lordships, ladies and gentlemen, all in all, my dear brothers and sisters, today is a great day. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Permit me to welcome you to the corporate launch of Uganda Catholic Television. As the previous speakers have said, this is a historic event to which the Catholic Church in Uganda, the bishops, clergy, religious, as well as the laity, have longed for. It was during the Second Vatican Council, through a document called or entitled Inter Minifica, the decree on the media or social communication, promulgated on the 4th December 1963 by Pope Paul VI, now Saint, addressing the concerns and problems of social communication, that the Church accepted to take advantage of social communication as a means of proclaiming the gospel, call it evangelization. The implementation of this decree led to the establishment of social communication offices and various media institutions as radios and televisions. As bishops of the Catholic Church in Uganda, we have been able to establish various radios, such as Radio Sapiencia and other diocesan radios. However, the challenge of acquiring frequencies has stunted the accessibility of Radio Sapiencia in all our dioceses. I'm saying this as the Honorable Minister is listening. In this June plenary of 2017, the Uganda Episcopal Conference resolved to establish a national Catholic television to promote the pastoral ministry of the Church in Uganda. The television went on air on the 5th of February 2020. It has, however, taken some years for the television to cover the entire country due to a number of challenges like COVID-19. That slowed the development of the project. We are grateful that the television was launched on the 3rd June at Namugongo, and it is viewed in the country. Many people have sent messages to us, and we are overjoyed. Thank God. We thank all who have enabled this to be realized. The slogan of the Uganda Catholic Television, we see it around us, good news for all. Let us work hard to keep the television good news for all. We would like to extend our gratitude to those who responded positively to our appeal for collections for the establishment of the Uganda Catholic Television. We extend in a special way our gratitude to the Italian Episcopal Conference, who contributed a significant way, in a significant way to purchase the equipment that we are now using, and that has enabled us to cover the different parts of the country. We thank the dioceses and the corporate bodies that have responded to our appeal for the establishment and maintenance of Uganda Catholic Television, notably the Centenary Bank. Thank you very, very much. You are our bank. The presence of the government today, through the presence of the minister, the Honorable Minister Chris Baryomonsi, in the name of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is very encouraging, and we wish to invite the government to partner with us in reaching out to the people of Uganda. We shall be very pleased when the government invites us or gives us some favorable contracts with our television in order to reach the people in Uganda and beyond. We appeal to the people to continue to develop and nurture Uganda Catholic Television so that it becomes a channel of truth and wisdom for all generations, the young, the youth, the elderly, and the old. May the Uganda Matters, on whose feast day we launched the television, intercede for us. May they help us to achieve and fulfill our mission successfully. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for coming. May I take the honor and privilege to invite His Excellency, the Apostolic Nuncio to Uganda, Archbishop Luigi Bianco. You are welcome.
I'm so glad you're in mine. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth.
Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, as Apostolic Nuncio, representative of His Holiness Pope Francis to Uganda, it is for me a pleasure and honor to greet all of you. First of all, I'd like to greet the Honorable Dr. Christ Baryamunzi, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, and also the chief guest in this special event, the archbishops, bishops, clergy, religious, and all the people present in this special occasion. We'd like to congratulate the Catholic Church in Uganda, all the faithful, the Episcopal Conference, for this important achievement, the launch of the Uganda Catholic Television. As we listen, it is a project for a long time, waited, prepared, but now, today, it is possible to launch it and to present officially to all the public, the society in Uganda. The motto choose good news for all. We know good news is the gospel. The gospel means, this word, Greek word, means good news. And the good news is Jesus himself, the eternal Son of the Father, sent for us, born from the Virgin Mary, and who preached and died and risen for us, for our salvation. And this is always, is every day, the good news. Jesus, our Savior, our Redeemer, present always with us. But there are, of course, many good news. Maybe it is quite normal that bad news are more interesting in the public than good news. But it is important to invite also the people to give attention to the good news, of course, the good news of the gospel of Jesus. But there are many good news every day. Many people maybe are not in the news, but with their lives, their examples, they gave a great contribution to the society. Because many people, maybe they have a difficult situation, but they are able to help other people, they are able to be in service to people in need, are able to promote peace, to promote reconciliation, forgiveness. Every day in the society, every day in the church, we have many examples of faith, charity, hope. There are many good news, but for different reasons are not in the media. And this is also important, especially for the youth, to present also other aspects, that it is this, to offer a contribution, to be serious in our activities, to be honest. There are many values, many aspects, but it is important to promote, it is important to present to all the public. As the Bishop Joseph Ranzelli said, every year there is this special day. There are many special days in the calendar of every year. One is the World Day of Social Communications. This is also, it was an initiative from the Second Vatican Council to promote this day. And this year was the day number 57, and was celebrated the 21st of May. And also every year there is a special message from the Pope and also a theme. This year was the theme, Speaking with the Heart, the Truth in Love. The Pope said, after having reflected in past years on the verbs to go and see and to listen as conditions for good communication with the message for the World Day of Social Communications, I would like to focus on speaking with the heart. It is the heart that inspired us to go, to see and to listen, and it is the heart that moves us towards an open and welcoming way of communication. Jesus wants us that every tree is known but its fruit. The good man out of the good treasure of his heart produces good, and the evil man out of his evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks. Communicating cordially, Communicated in a cordial manner means that those who read or listen to us are led to welcome our participation in the joys, fears, hopes, and suffering of the women and men of our time. Those who speak in this way love the other because they care and protect their freedom without violating it. Communicated heart to heart. In order to speak well, it is enough to love well. Speaking with the heart in the synodal process, disarming souls by promoting a language of peace. So these are some messages of Pope Francis for this World Day of Communications. Finally, I would like to present my best wishes and invoke abundant blessings and successful about the Uganda Catholic television, and to present so my best wishes to thank all the people in different ways for their contributions for this important initiative. May God bless all of us.
An officer from the State House came to me and brought a letter for me from the President's office, in which His Excellency the President was answering my letter of invitation I had sent to him, inviting him to come to officiate this function. And this letter, he informs us that he will not be able to come personally, and that he will be delegating the Minister of ICT and National Guidance. And that is nobody else but Honorable Chris Bariomosi. With this background, I think I can pick the courage to invite you to come and address this gathering. And we thank you for having accepted. I know you have traveled a long journey to reach here, and we thank you and appreciate your love for the church. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Apostolic Nuncio to Uganda, the Chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, Your Graces and Lordships, my colleague, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Agnes Amede, who is here. She's part of the board, but permit me to recognize her in her own capacity as a Member of Parliament. Bishop Franzeri, the chair of the board, and the other members of the board of our brand new television, Uctv, the Vicar Generals, Reverend Fathers, and all the clergy gathered here this evening. Permit me also to recognize Mr. Gervas Ndianabo, my friend, the head of Leyte, and all of you members of Leyte, Professor Senta Mudumba, representing the corporates and the other members of the corporate world, including MTN, who are here. In the interest of time, let me say, and all of you people of God, protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, as already introduced, my name is Chris Bariomunsi. Where I come from, our names are difficult. You might bite your tongue in the process of pronouncing my name. I come from Kabale Diocese. My Vicar General is here. And in our rules of procedure in the Parliament, they say when you are going to handle a matter, especially where you make a decision, you need to declare your interest. Although we're not going to take a decision here, I need also, on the outset, much as I'm representing the President of Uganda, to declare my personal interest. That I am a Catholic and trained in a seminary. In the seminary. And therefore, in my personal capacity, I am very happy to be here because I am at home. I am at home. I am a serving member of Parliament representing the people of Chinchizi East in the Kanungu district, and also the minister responsible for information, communications technology, and national guidance. I'm therefore the minister responsible for televisions. I am the minister responsible for radios. I am the minister responsible for the phone you are holding, and many other things. So I want to thank the president that he chose me to come and be here. In any case, I would have been here in my own capacity as a minister responsible for information and the national guidance. Like the chairperson of the Uganda Episcopal Council read, the president could not physically come and respond to your invitation by his physical presence, but he requested me to come and stand in for him. So for the next few minutes, you'll be seeing the president speaking to you. We have been in Chankwanzi, those of us who subscribe to the NRM party, with the president for the last 10 days. We had our own pilgrimage to Chankwanzi, and a number of us missed church at Namugongo, but we held ecumenical prayers in Chankwanzi. But I congratulate you and welcome you back from Namugongo. The president has given me written remarks, which I will shortly read, but permit me to make a few comments as the substantive minister for ICT and national guidance, and also having listened to the remarks from the previous speakers, and then I will read the brief remarks prepared by the president. I also add my voice to congratulate all of you, particularly the Catholic Church and the Uganda Episcopal Conference, for this very great achievement where we are here launching the Uctv, the Uganda Catholic Church Television. Can we give a round of applause and thank ourselves, because this is a very great milestone. As you heard, the initiation was disrupted by the COVID pandemic, but here we are. Finally, we are here. When I came, I started with the bishops and religious leaders opening the studio, and I'm sure those of you who were here were following on the screen. It's a marvelous studio. For some of us who usually go to television, I almost ask for a chair for me to be interviewed, and we have a talk show from there. So I really want to thank you and congratulate you upon this great achievement of this television. Now, when this government came to power, the NRM government, and when President Yoweri Museveni came to power, we had only one television station in Uganda in the names of Uctv, Uganda Television. We also had one radio station called Radio Uganda, and a few print media outlets, but basically the media space was constricted. There was no media to speak of. The population then was about 14.5 million Ugandans. My Vicar General can tell you that for us who come from that part of the country, the southwestern part of the country, which is very hilly and mountainous, our main mode of communication was to stand on a hill and using your voice, you call people on the other side of the hill. For instance, if you had a wedding or a function of any sorts, or you have lost a loved one, because you couldn't afford to bring announcements to Radio Uganda here in Kampala. Even telephones, we had these landlines which were not very effective. So I remember my father would call me and say, you go and use your voice to call people on the other hill that the other weekend we have a function, so they should tell their neighbors, and that's how we're communicating. But today, courtesy of the decisive policy that was taken by government of liberalizing the airwaves and the media space, we boast of over 300 radio stations in Uganda, many of them privately owned. We also boast of over 40 television stations in Uganda, many of them privately owned. We have very many print media platforms, as we all know. Of course, courtesy of developments in technology, we also now have the digital space, and social media has taken us by storm. And because of all these changes, the communication and media landscape has greatly expanded. You can just be seated here, you send a message to somebody in America, and it answers you. Even the telecommunication has improved. I remember I told the story one time when I was in the seminary. I went to school without school fees because my parents were not ready. But sending the money to me when it was ready was a challenge. They gave it to a business person who came to Kabale, then he forgot, he went back with the money. The whole term ended without me paying fees when he was there. But now, you can just sit with your phone and withdraw money from your account and send it to another account and pay somebody in a different part of the country or even outside the country, courtesy of technology. Things have changed and changed for the better. So because of that progressive policy of allowing Ugandans, including institutions like the church, to start a radio, to start a television, or any other media house, here we are launching our own TV, Uctv. And therefore, we are all happy and very excited that we are here launching this TV. When you look at the theme or the catchphrase for the TV, it says good news for all. This, as a Christian, reminds me of the words spoken by Jesus as recorded in the Bible, in the Gospel of Luke chapter 4, verses 17 to 19. But to be specific, verse 18, where Jesus basically communicated his mission on earth, explaining, as recorded in the book of Isaiah, what his mission on earth was when he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." So we are speaking of proclaiming good news for all. Therefore, as we start this television, as we launch this television, the Catholic Church is fulfilling the mission of Jesus as clearly stated in the Bible. And I am happy to hear that from Father Philip, from the chair of the board, and the people managing the radio, that the message, the content of the message on this television is going to be salvific, is going to be Christocentric, is going to center on changing us for the better. And as a minister responsible for national guidance, I am extremely pleased and very happy that we are launching this radio, rather this TV, which is going to be fundamentally different from many of the other secular TVs, whom sometimes we get challenges with regarding the content that is broadcast on these televisions. Bishop Ziwa was worried that maybe there may be challenges with the government in terms of the regulation and regarding the content. I have no doubt in my mind, because the church, particularly Catholic Church, runs various media houses like Radio Maria, like Sapienza, and we have not had any problem with the way the Catholic Church has been running its broadcasts. So similarly, I want to give you assurance that I don't expect any problem with UCTV in terms of the content, in terms of how it will be channeling the information to the population. And we are here to say we are partners, we shall work together, and where the church has had media houses, you have always met the minimum broadcasting standards, so I have no fear myself at all that there will be a problem with the way the TV will be running. Now, I said when President Yoweri Museveni came to power, our population was estimated at around 14.5 million Ugandans. The population has since increased. At the end of this year, we are going to carry out the national housing and population census, which will give us a proper estimate of how many we are. But now we estimate to be around 45 million Ugandans. And because the population growth in Uganda is occasioned by high fertility, the biggest segment of our population are children and young people. So we basically have a young population with a very huge momentum. We have what we call a population momentum. That means that even if couples and partners in Uganda decided to produce only one child, still the population will continue to increase in big numbers for many years to come, because we have very many Ugandans in the reproductive age group. So we are going to have a huge population of young people for many years to come. And it becomes very important for us to analyze what kind of information is being consumed by these young people and the children. And that speaks the relevance of a TV like UCTV that is owned and run on the Catholic Church principles. Because we have a free media, but the media is regulated and my ministry is responsible for regulating the media. And like I said, some of the media houses, at times we are forced to discipline them because they breach the minimum broadcasting standards. They broadcast what we think is not palatable to our children, to the young people. And these days with social media, we all see the challenges which we have, because social media has brought a different revolution. Whereas the traditional media like TVs and newspapers and radios have editors who go through the content before it gets out, social media has turned everybody into a journalist. What we call citizen journalism. Anybody goes on the phone, because the phone is a media house now, and writes anything. You have seen people writing that the president is dead, so and so has died, when they are not even sick, and just posts it. So we have that challenge as a government. How do we guarantee freedom of speech for people to communicate freely, but also they communicate responsibly? So that's the challenge that we have. And I call upon the media practitioners that please, we have allowed this freedom of the press and the freedom of speech, but let us communicate responsibly and avoid using the media space, particularly the social media. We should use it to facilitate development and facilitate useful information, sharing of information and informing the public on things which build us and things which build our moral integrity as a country. So we are therefore very happy, and particularly myself as a minister responsible for the media, very happy with the church setting up this television. And on a personal note, I pledge commitment to support the TV and the other media houses under the church. But you know I speak for government, so now that's the commitment from government. So I want on behalf of government to pledge that support, that we shall work together where you get any challenge or where you feel government needs to come in to give you support. Sometimes people say our doors are open, but I want to say we have no doors for you. We have no doors for you. Maybe that's part of the conflict of interest I was declaring, but I want to assure you that we shall give you all the support. And after here, I will make a report that I will give the president, and I have captured some of the concerns which you have raised in the various remarks, and therefore you should rest assured that the government shall give you maximum support, including the adverts, the contracts that the chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference was saying. We shall definitely work with you and give you adverts, contracts, because media houses like TVs financially thrive on running adverts and getting those kind of work. And we pledge to work with you and support the TV in order for it to survive. Because we know it's not a commercial TV to make profit for you, but we should be able to give you support so that you can be able to run, and the TV should be able to survive. And we know it's going to be reaching millions of Ugandans, but also not only local in Uganda. I am impressed that you have linked with the Vatican and the other international channels, and therefore the reach is beyond the borders of Uganda. The TV will be reaching different corners of the world, and definitely as a government, we are happy and we should be able to work with you to support the TV to continue to grow from strength to strength. So I want to thank and congratulate all those who have been behind this project. I think it's a day to celebrate, and we assure you of the support of the President. Now, those were my remarks as the Minister responsible for information and the media. Permit me now to read through the speech by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, during the launch of Uganda Catholic Television on 5th June 2023. I congratulate the Catholic Church in Uganda upon the launch of a television station. I want to thank the church leadership for spearheading this wonderful initiative, which will serve as a channel for evangelism and socio-economic transformation by creating jobs and incomes. The NRM's message regarding the socio-economic transformation of Uganda is that there are 4 sectors in the economy where individuals, families, companies, organizations, etc., can create jobs and wealth to guarantee their prosperity. These 4 sectors are commercial agriculture, services, industries, and ICT. Through the wealth creation funds and campaigns, the NRM government has been mobilizing the people of Uganda to select profitable enterprises in any of the above 4 sectors. Government has put in place the necessary conditions to ensure the profitability of the enterprises. That is the good roads, electricity, peace and security, integration of the Ugandan market to the regional, African and international markets, pursuing policies that favor the private sector, etc. Therefore, I am happy to observe that the church is taking advantage of the favorable conditions in Uganda to create jobs and incomes for the people and revenues for government to continue modernizing the social and economic infrastructure across the country. This is proof that the church is concerned about both the material and physical well-being of the believers. It is important to emphasize to believers that in addition to seeking spiritual nourishment from the places of worship, they should also participate in income-generating activities to sustain their households. All believers should take the example of Jesus Christ, who besides praying, preaching, and fasting, also earned his bread as a carpenter. Poverty in Uganda is caused by the fact that 39% of the Ugandan households are still engaged in subsistence farming. That is working for the stomach only. This is dangerous in the modern era where all goods and services needed to sustain life must be bought with money. Government will continue to ensure maintenance of peace and security and construction of the necessary infrastructure as a way of facilitating and attracting local and foreign investments to create jobs and incomes for Ugandans. The economic advantages that the NRM has created must be translated into jobs and wealth for the households. It is in the best interest of everybody that Uganda continues to accelerate towards modernity, development, and political stability. Finally, I once again wish to congratulate the Catholic Church upon the launch of a television station in Uganda and wish you success in all your future endeavors. I thank you all. President Yoweri Museveni. So thank you very much. Okay, we had begun with the launching in the station itself when we launched the studio, but now this is the continuation of the launch, and having given those remarks, my few comments and speech of the President, I now take the honor and pleasure to announce in the name of HE, the President, that Uctv, Uganda Catholic Television, is now officially launched. Father Philip, tomorrow you will come to, I don't know if I should use the digital means like MTN has advised us, but I will give a personal contribution of 10 million shillings toward the television. And like I said, I will make a report for the President about what has happened and give it to him. So, Father Philip, I don't know whether you would prefer to come and I give you the cash, or whether I should use also digital means to, I will be advised. So thank you very much. May God bless all of you. Thank you. And thank you for coming. And thank you, the bishops, for sparing time that after Namugongo, you stayed around to witness and be part of this colorful launch of our own television. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, in the name of the President, for officially launching this corporate event of Uganda Catholic Television. National guidance, by national protocol standards, the national theme is not taken after 6 p.m., but since this event was graced by His Excellency the President by his speech, in the person of the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, I request that we all stand up to have the East African and the national anthem to honor the President for his speech.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We shall now be seated, and I announce the next disturbance I have. The child in me is refusing to imagine this cake is going to be cut into pieces and eaten. If it were possible, we would have eaten it in reverence so that it remains in the studios doing these wonders. But I hope management will be able to design another model of this, which is not a cake, that it will keep in the studios. At one time, they announced the manager, Mark Warungam. I was not around. Mark, please come closer here. And the bishops will see that everything good that will be on UCTV is their honor. Whatever goes bad, you are in charge. So Mark, there comes Mark. So my Lord Bishops, if you hear anything bad about UCTV, Mark will be responsible. He's the general manager. He's the man on the ground who will make sure things move. So Mark, please, the bishops will enjoy everything good about UCTV and will be responsible for everything bad. All right? All right. The corporate in me has overtaken that this cake should be cut. And I will invite Alice. Alice, come and will guide us in the cutting of the cake. Beautiful, beautifully designed, beautifully in front of us here. But nature requires that we cut it in 2 pieces and enjoy it. May I invite the guest of honor? May I invite Your Excellency the Nuncio? May I invite Your Lordship, the Chair of the Conference? May I invite my Lord Bishop Franzeri? May I invite the Secretary General of the Catholic Secretariat to come here? May I invite Professor Dumba Sentamu to represent the corporate world to come and be here for the cutting of the cake. And management requests that all the archbishops, you come to represent the 4 regions so that the cutting of the cake also symbolizes the 4 regions of the Catholic bishops in the country. And the chairman, the president of the laity, please come to stand close and also be here. The board members, please accompany the chair of the board. The presentation here is symbolic to the Catholic Church in Uganda. And Alice here is so Catholic about it, saying it is symbolizing. It is symbolizing. Alice is, yes. It has the cake has a parking yard. It has the green, Honorable Minister. We symbolize that we shall not destroy the environment. It has green. It has the mast there. It has the trees, the greens, the parking yard. Environmentally, we shall not block the road to Nsambya. There is a parking yard. The offices, everything nature provides is here, and we are very grateful. We'll count 1 down to, I'll count 1 up to 5, and the guest of honor will cut the cake. 1, 2, 3. There's a spot I have to wait for. 3, 4, 4, and 5. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now I will request that as they cut the cake, you come in front here for a group picture. May I request the guest of honor together with all the bishops to have the group picture in front here to symbolize guests of honor and all the bishops, and then I will invite the leader of the laity and the corporates to join. May I request the ushers to remove the stand behind? The cameramen, please. May I request my Lord Bishops to come and be in this group photo, symbolizing. Please, the background, the person in the background, please put Uctv. And the fireworks, yes, Uctv, and the fireworks.
We are a chosen generation. We've been called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation. We've been called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me.
Please join the photograph. Mr. Dumba, join the photograph. Members of the board, please join the photograph. I'm advised that the light behind is spoiling the image. Someone controlling the screen, please remove the light behind. The control of the screen, change the light behind, please. Make it dark. Wonderful. Members of the board, come and join the photograph. Members of the board. After members of the board, I request Mr. Maka Walungam and your management to come and sit below here, and that will symbolize it. Okay, now my Lord Bishops, before you leave, Mr. Walungam and Mark, with your team, come and sit in front here on the screen. Management, members of the board, come please. Members of the board, you can go behind there, please. Yes. Members of the board, go behind. Mr. Walungama, please mobilize your management team to come and take the front ground here. And yes.
We are a chosen generation.
Members of management, your manager is in front here to show that it's going to serve the bishops in the best interest. Members of management. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Chris, and Your Excellency the Nuncio, and your graces, and my Lord Bishops. We shall now join the line for dinner. May I request Your Grace, Jose Mogerere, to help and bless the meal. The cake, the cake, that is bless the cake and the meal.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God our Father, you have given us a beautiful day, great day. You have blessed us this evening with your presence. We can't thank you enough. Bless our meal, that as we eat it, we may continue to meditate and contemplate about the gifts that come from you and your generosity for all. May it be a reminder that we should do the same as we leave this place, to be as generous as you are, especially to those who do not have. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much, Your Grace. The ushers, please kindly lead the bishops. The bishops shall use this tent together with the guest of honor. The rest will use that one, and then other guests will be ushered on the serving table just behind the cake, behind the tent. Meantime, the serving of the cake, please let's put the cake, serve it here. It's okay. We shall enjoy it as we go for our meal. The bishops will use this serving table here. Other guests will use the one on my right, and then we have another serving table behind there for the rest of the guests. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's enjoy the cake. Let's enjoy the meal. Thank you very much, Dr. President. All our guests who have come today, let's enjoy the meal. Let's now network.